Hello, my YouTube community. Welcome back, or if you're brand new here, welcome to the Dynamic Body YouTube channel. Now, my name's Letitia Wilkinson, and every Saturday, I'm going to be bringing you brand new fitness, yoga, and movement practices to help you feel stronger, to feel more supple, and more in tune with your bodies. Now, today's practice is all about the core. So we're going to really build that strength, start to build that stability so that you can feel much stronger, understand how your core works, and reduce any injuries going forward. So if when you're practicing core exercises or core work, you feel a little bit wobbly, maybe a little bit weak around your center, or if you have pain in your lower back, this practice is for you. Now, if you don't know already, I am teaching live streamed classes every single week. So if you want to practice in real time with me, get actual individual feedback and attention, go and sign up for one of my live practices, and I would love to have you there. Now, if you're loving the YouTube videos, which I really hope you are, I also have an on-demand library. So if you want to practice any of the live class recordings, or if you want lots of great content, pre-recorded videos like this, go to the link in the About section and you're going to find so much content to help you on your fitness, yoga, and movement journeys. Now, lastly, I have a 7-day free trial. So if you do want to try any of that, if all of that sounds good to you, go and try absolutely free for 7 days and get access to all the areas on the Dynamic Body Virtual Studio. Now, having said all of that, we are here to move. So let's get moving with our core focused practice. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to remind you that you are your best teacher. So yes, I'm going to be giving you lots of detailed explanations about the form, about correct alignment, but if there's any moments when you need to reset, you need to take a moment, please feel free. Please listen to your body and know that if you practice regularly, you will see changes, you will see improvements, and you're going to feel better from the inside out. So let's get started in a child's pose. So make yourself nice and comfortable, separate the knees roughly hip width, and then send your sit bones back to the heels. Now we're going to keep the arms extended for this child's pose. Relax your forehead to the earth. Now, yes, this is a core-focused practice, but I always like to take a few moments at the beginning of a class just to really arrive, so arriving into the space. This is a physical, strengthening practice, but we also want to make sure that we feel calm in the mind, that we have a sense of stillness. And that we're present with our breath. So bring your full attention, your full focus into this moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose and start to stretch your hands a little bit further forward. On your exhale, imagine your hips are going back to your heels, and we're finding that opposition extending into the spine, the vertebrae, into the waist. Can you walk those fingertips a little bit further forward? Exhale, shoulders soften. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhaling. Now tuck your tailbone under. Round your spine and come all the way up and through all fours, but keep lowering yourself down until you bring your belly to the earth. So we're going to start with the belly on the floor. And I want you to take a moment here, slide your elbows forward. So can you see I slide the elbows forward so that they are stacking under the shoulders. Now what I want you to do here is spread your fingertips wide. So the hands are really important. We want to spread the fingertips and grip the mat, almost like your hands are like little claws. Now from here, have a look quickly. We want to think about tucking the tailbone under. So can you see that I start to send my pelvis forward? And as I do that, I feel the glutes engage and the hamstrings and the lower abdominals. Now relax your pelvis. We're going to go together. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to drop the tailbone under, lift through the front body and lift those hip bones off the mat. Inhale, we're going to lower down. Now exhale, start to extend through the front of the hip, lengthen the lower back. And can you feel that you're rounding up between the shoulder blades? Now relax for a moment. This sort of activation is what you should be looking for in all of your planks, all of your press-ups, any exercises where you're working the core. Now let's go again. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, lift through the rib cage, find that rounding into that upper and mid back. Now you should feel the glutes engage, tuck the toes under, inhale, and float those knees off, exhale. Now we're going to lower down again, just lower yourself down, relax the toes, here we go. Tuck the tailbone under, lower abdominals, mid back up towards the sky. Tuck the toes and then float the knees, your inner forearm plank. And we lower ourselves down. Let's go 2 more times. Let the hips relax. Tuck the tailbone under. Tuck the toes. Lift those hips up. And we lower down. Now just make sure you haven't forgotten about your hands. Grip the floor with the hands, push the forearms down, tuck the toes, and I want us to hold this forearm plank. Now it's going to feel very strong, but this is a super supported, super active forearm plank where we're working into the upper back, mid back, we're lifting through the lower abdominals, our hamstrings, our glutes are engaged, and we're protecting our lower back. Now try and stay in hold. We're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Let's let that go. We're going to go 1 more time, okay? So I know it's very strong, but if you need to reset or if you need to modify, have a look. You can put your knees down but keep the hips up. So this is a modified version. Let's go again. Pelvis to the floor. Tuck the tailbone under, lower abdominals lift, toes tuck, lift your hips up. Remember, you can drop those knees down, but keep the hips where they are. We're going to stay for 8, 7. Can you round up between the shoulder blades? For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. Just take those elbows out. Turn your head to the right and just have a little rock of the hips side to side. Okay, from here, take your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up, and I want you to come forward. You're going to kneel down here. So come to kneel down, sit your hips back. Now from here, we're going to lift the pelvis forward and we're going to come to kneel with the hips over the knees. So my knees are roughly hip width apart. Now before we go on, have a look quickly. Normally, many people have this posterior pelvic tilt, so when the hips sink back like this. And naturally, if I relax, I'm a little bit like that. Or maybe you have an anterior tilt where you slightly tuck under too much. Now, what I want you to think is about dropping your tailbone down and think of extending through the lower back. Now, look down to your hip bones. Send your hips back, kind of arch the back. Now start to drop the tailbone. Try to extend the lower back. And as you do that, can you see how your hips extend? Now, what we want to do is take a breath in, relax, and exhale, drop the tailbone under, extend the hips, and you're going to feel the front body nice and long and the back body. Now from here, hands on the thighs. Now I want you to send your palms to face forward, and we're going to keep this long line, core engaged, diagonal line, and we're going to hinge back without breaking the lower back. Press the palms forward. Now bring your hands to your thighs. Slide your hands up and over, arms with the ears. Now try to maintain a flat back. Send your hips back. Reach your fingertips forward and arrive in a child's pose. Okay, now keep tucking the tailbone under. We're going to come back up to kneeling. So round your back as you come all the way up. Come through to that extended position. Now hands are going to press forward, hinging back in that diagonal line. Try to not arch the back here like this. Keep sending the glutes forward. Now press the hands to the thighs. Slide those arms up, breathing in. And exhale, we're going to send those hips back. I know that this is a challenge. Tuck the hips forward, we go again. We're going to make it nice and fluid now. Press the palms forward and imagine the back body, the hamstrings and the glutes want to go forward, forward, forward. And we keep nice and long here. Now hold it there. You're going to feel your quadriceps, the thighs engage, arms up. Woo, I'm shaking. Maybe you are too. You're not alone. Hands down. We're going to go one more time like that, rolling up. Already send the hips forward. Now press the palms forward, forward, forward. Send those hips back. And then bring those hands to the thighs. Hold your pelvis where it is. Arms up. And send it back. Okay. Now we're going to come up again. Make sure you round your spine up. And come back to kneeling. The final thing, we're going to go for a hold here, okay? So send the hips forward, palms forward. Create that diagonal line. It should feel a bit shaky, but you should still be able to breathe and not arch the lower back. Now from here, sending your right arm up, hold it there. Stay for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Hand down, reset. Palms press forward. We're going to go again, hinging back. Bring the hands to the thighs. Now slide that left arm up, maybe alongside the ear. If you need to bring your arm forward, you can. Stay for 2 and 1. We're going to reset. Slide the hand down. Coming back. Okay, the last thing is a little bit more challenging. Send the palms forward. Forward, 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 hold, hold, hold. Tuck your pelvis forward. Now, if you can, you're going to bring both arms up. Otherwise, repeat the single arm. Stay for 4. Stay for 3. If you're doing single arm, switch arms. Stay for 2. For 1. Wow. And let's let it go. So send the hips back. Come through to child's pose. Take a moment here. Gorgeous. Now take an inhale, come up and through to all fours. We're going to work a little bit more on our transverse abdominals, so the stabilizing core muscles. So we're going to come to all fours, hands under the shoulders. Now it's really important here that you push the floor away. Imagine you're doing a press up and you want to round up between the shoulder blades. Knees under your hip bones. Take a breath in, extend your left leg back. Now point the left toes, extend the right arm forward and lift right arm and the left leg. It might feel wobbly even here. From here, knee to nose, round your back, and then lengthen your right arm, your left leg back. Here we go. We round the back and then we extend, extend, extend. We round the back and then lengthening here. Push that left hand down. Final one. Round your spine. Now send that right arm forward. Left arm back. Hold it there. Now without arching your back, tap the left toes, right fingertips. And then you're going to lift arm and leg. Here we go. For 10, 9. You're trying not to disturb that lower back. 7, 6, 5. We have 4. Final 3, 2, and on 1, lift up, 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 and hold. Now let's have a play. We're going to draw the right elbow out, fingertips to the temple. Now keep your left leg up. Come onto the fingertips of your left hand. Now see, for a second, if you can lift that left hand off, have a little float, a little wobble, and down. Now hold it. Let's try and lift that left hand. We stay as long as we can for 4. Keep trying. 3, for 2, and for 1. Let's let it go. So that's not easy, I know. It's okay if you keep putting the hand down, keep resetting. Don't worry, it does get much better the more you practice it. Now let's keep those hands under the shoulders. Take a breath in, tuck your toes under. Inhaling here. Exhale, float the knees off, and we're going to arrive in that tabletop with the knees hovering off the mat. Now just take a moment here. Inhale, tap the knees down. And then exhale, float those knees up. Lower abdominals engage. Let's go for 4. Lift up. For 3. Lifting up. For 2. For 1. Float those knees off and hold. For 4. For 3. Push the earth away, 2, and drop the knees down on 1. Okay. Now lengthening forward, we're going to go the other side. So we're going to extend this right leg back. Now just have a look for a moment. It's really important that we're not dipping into the lower back. Scoop the abdominals towards the spine, and that's going to allow you to activate into your thoracic spine, the mid-back. Send your left hand forward. Right toes point, left arm, right leg lift, hold. Now knee to nose for 4. Inhale, extend for 3. And we lengthen for 2. Push that right hand down. And for 1. Now extend, out. Lift the back leg up. Tap the left hand, right toes. Lifting up for 9, 8, 7, 6. It's going to feel shaky. If you need that reset, you know what to do. 4, 3, final 2. Now lifting up on 1, lift that back leg. Here we go, playtime. Take the left fingertips to the temple, left elbow out. This is a moment to play. Don't judge yourself. Just enjoy. Come up onto your right fingertips. And let's try and lift the hand. Let's see what happens. Woo, lifting up. Keep the back leg high. Stay for 4. Stay for 3. For 2. And we reset. Reset. Just send it back to that child's pose. We're just taking a moment just to let those arms relax, come back to your breath. So just remember, we're here to grow. So you shouldn't think about arriving to a place. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Now coming all the way back and up, place those hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under again. And I want you to arrive in that hovering tabletop. Now we're going to have a little bit more of a play. We're going to lift right hand off and left hand off. Now as you do this, try to keep the hip bones, imagine facing down to the earth as much as possible. Now make it as smooth as you can. I want to imagine you're like a cat. So a cat moving softly, super smooth, in and out of the floor. Now you can stay like this. If you want to come with me and develop this movement, we're going to bring right hand, left toes off, left hand, right toes. Here we go. For 8. 7, super smooth. 6, 5, for 4, 3, for 2, for 1. Hold. Stay and breathe. Now can you lift the right toes and stay for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Switch sides, left toes off for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Send those hips back. Now keep your hips on your heels. Roll yourself up the spine. Sitting back on the heels, draw the shoulders forward. Draw them back. And we're just going to take the back of the wrist together here and roll the fingertips, the hand, away from the midline of the body. And reverse. Okay, so the final moment, we're going to come into a high plank. Let's see what happens. So do you remember what happened at the beginning of class? We were on the floor and we were practicing that forearm plank where we drop the tailbone under and we scoop through the lower abdominals. You want to find this here too. So come to all fours, hands under the shoulders, spread the fingertips. Tuck your toes under. From here, lift the knees off, come to your high plank. Now remember, drop the tailbone under. Imagine your rib cage is lifting up to the ceiling, so your upper and mid back are active. Now I want you to imagine you're squeezing your inner thighs. So even if the feet aren't touching, we are engaging through the midline of the body. Now, if you need to drop those knees down to modify, make sure your hips are forward, so you still get that core active. Now, stay and breathe. Hold, hold, hold. Stay for 4. Stay for 3. For 2. Now, we're going to bend the knees, send the hips back. Now, bend the knees so that your hips are going to go towards the heels, and then stretch forward. We're just going to do 8. For 8. 7, 6, we have 5, final 4, we're almost at the end, for 3, for 2, and 1, come all the way to high plank, and I want you to hold. Can you stay and breathe? Stay for 4, stay for 3, for 2, and for 1, knees down, child's pose. Well done. Let your forehead rest. Take a deep breath in, round up between your shoulder blades a little bit, lift the chest, and then exhale, send your shoulders down. Take an inhale, come all the way up and through to all fours. Let your hips melt down to the mat. Now lift your chest, open through your heart. And I want you to really push the earth away. Let your thighs touch the earth. Open through those abdominals, extend through the front body. So you're going to feel the hip flexors extend, the abdominals, the heart opening. Take another breath. And send it all the way back to your heels. And super well done. Thank you so much for joining the core focus practice. So now I really hope you have a little bit more understanding of how to connect to your core, how to really be strong and supported, and to build that awareness of your core engagement. So thank you for watching, and make sure you check out the next video coming every Saturday or my on-demand video library.